Namaste.
And welcome back to Grow with the J.A.N family.
I am J.D.
And I'm Anjali. Hum ache hai, kaise hai aap?
And today we're going to be listening to Prime Minister Modi address the Namaste Trump community. And we know Trump gets up and gives a speech about how wonderful India is. So we haven't seen it, but my husband watched it and he's like, it's amazing how much Trump praises all the good things that India has been doing, how well Modi's been doing, and it was just wonderful. So he has got it all set up for us. Now we're not going to do the whole entire hour, but we're going to do the majority of Trump's speech in the middle. So, and we want to hear what he has to say about his best friend and the country of India. So are you ready to start it up?
Yeah.
मैं 130 करोड़ भारतीयों की तरफ से प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप को निमंत्रित करता हूं. Friends, I present to you
Look at all the beautiful
my
flowers.
friend, India's friend, the President of the United
India's
States of
friends.
America, Mr. Donald Trump. हम सब खड़े होकर के नमस्ते ट्रम्प, नमस्ते ट्रम्प.
Namaste Trump. Right? Instead of howdy Modi. Namaste Trump.
That's been wild.
Namaste. Namaste. And hello to India. This is such a great honor. Let me begin by expressing my profound gratitude to an exceptional leader, a great champion of India, a man who works night and day for his country, and a man I am proud to call my true friend, Prime Minister Modi.
Hardworking for sure.
The First Lady and I have just traveled 8,000 miles around the globe to deliver a message to every citizen across this nation. America loves India, America respects India, and America will always be faithful and loyal friends to the Indian people. 5 months ago, the United States welcomed your great Prime Minister at a giant football stadium in Texas. And today, India welcomes us at the world's largest cricket stadium right here in Ahmedabad.
It's awesome.
It is a profound honor to be the beautiful new stadium, to be here with you. Motera Stadium, so beautiful, and joined by so many distinguished guests from all across your nation and all across the world. To the hundreds of thousands of everyday citizens who come out and line the streets in a stunning display of Indian culture and kindness, and to the 125,000 people in this great stadium today, thank you for the spectacular welcome to your magnificent country. You have done a great honor to the American people. Melania, my family, we will always remember this remarkable hospitality. We will remember it forever. From this day on, India will always hold a very special place in our hearts. The life of Prime Minister Modi underscores the limitless promise of this great nation. He started out by his father's side as a chiwala, a tea seller.
And now he's the...
When he was a young man, he worked at a cafeteria in this city. Stand up.
Yeah. You can become anything, right?
Everybody loves him, but I will tell you this, he's very tough. Today, Prime Minister Modi is the tremendously successful leader of this vast Indian republic. Last year, more than 600 million people went to the polls and gave him a landslide victory like no other in the largest democratic election ever held anywhere on the face of the earth.
Yeah. That's right. Landslide.
Prime Minister Modi, you are not just the pride of Gujarat. You are living proof that with hard work and devotion, Indians can accomplish anything, anything at all, anything they want.
Come from nothing to be the Prime Minister of India.
Yeah.
You can do it all, right?
The Prime Minister has a moving story of an incredible rise, and so does this entire nation. Your nation is doing so well. We are very, very proud of India.
I think
Yeah.
everyone's proud of India.
It's come a long way. And it's
The
doing
story
well,
of the
yeah.
Indian nation is a tale of astounding progress, a miracle of democracy, extraordinary diversity, and above all, a strong and noble people. India gives hope to all of humanity. In just 70 years, India has become an economic giant, the largest democracy ever to exist, and one of the most amazing nations anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
Since the turn of the century, India's economy has grown more than 6 times in size. In a single decade, India has lifted over 270 million people out of poverty.
Wow, that's
Under
amazing.
Prime
Yeah.
Minister Modi, for the first time in history, every village in India now has access to electricity.
Awesome.
Electricity.
320 million people, more Indians, are right now connected to the internet. The pace of highway construction has more than doubled. Over 70 million more households, think of this, 70 million more households have access to cooking fuel. 600 million more people have access to basic sanitation, and incredibly, 12 Indian citizens are lifted out of extreme poverty every single minute of every single day.
Wow. Just
India will
amazing.
soon be the home of the biggest middle class anywhere in the world, and within less than 10 years, extreme poverty in your country is projected to completely disappear.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's great.
The potential for India is absolutely incredible. India's rise as a prosperous and independent nation is an example to every nation all over the world, and one of the most outstanding achievements
Some of their
of our
neighbors.
century.
Yeah.
It is all the more inspiring because you have done it as a democratic country. You have done it as a peaceful country. You have done
Peaceful.
it as a tolerant country. And you have done it as a great free country.
Exactly.
There is all the difference in the world between a nation that seeks power through coercion, intimidation, and aggression, and a nation that rises by setting its people free and unleashing them to chase their dreams. And that is India.
Yeah.
This is why India's accomplishment over the last 70 years is completely unrivaled no matter where you go. It is your faith in the strength of a free society, your confidence in your own people, your trust in your own citizens, and your respect for the dignity of every person that makes the United States and India such a natural, beautiful, enduring friendship. While our nations have many differences, they are both defined and propelled by a fundamental truth, the truth that all of us are blessed with divine light and every person is endowed with a sacred soul. As the great religious teacher Swami Vivekananda once said, the moment I stand in reverence before every human being and see God in him, that moment I am free. In America and in India, we know that we are all born for a higher purpose, to reach toward our fullest potential, to work toward excellence and perfection, and to give all glory to God. Powered by this spirit, Indians and Americans are always striving to be greater. Our people are always seeking to be better. And so our nations have become thriving centers of culture and commerce and civilization, giving light and vitality to all of the world. This is the country that produces nearly 2,000 movies a year from the hub of genius and creativity known as Bollywood.
Many woods.
Bollywood.
All over the planet, people take great joy in scenes of Bhangra, music, dance, romance, and drama, and classic Indian films like DDLJ and Showjay. This is the country where your people cheer on some of the world's greatest cricket players, from Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli,
And in Estonia.
Sachin.
the greatest in the world. This is the country that built the tallest statue on the face of the earth to honor the namesake of this stadium, the great Indian patriot and native of this state, Sardar Patel.
Yeah. It's a beautiful statue.
India is the country where hundreds of millions of light candles to celebrate the triumph of good over evil at Diwali. And it's where, just days from now, Indians of all faiths will pour out onto the streets to celebrate the beautiful festival of Holi. India is a country that proudly embraces freedom, liberty, individual rights, the rule of law, and the dignity of every human being. Your nation has always been admired around the earth as the place where millions upon millions of Hindus and Muslims and Sikhs and Jains, Buddhists, Christians, and Jews worship side by side in harmony.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Where you speak more than 100 languages and come from more than 24 states, yet you have always stood strong as one great Indian nation.
Strength and diversity.
Your unity is an inspiration to the world. In America, we have come to know the splendor of Indian culture personally through the 4 million Indian Americans living in the United States as our wonderful friends, colleagues, and neighbors. They are truly spectacular people.
Exactly.
Indian Americans enrich every aspect of our national life. They are titans of business, the biggest, the best, pioneers of science, masters of the art, and innovation of technology like few people have been able to see, no matter where you go, anywhere in this universe. Nearly 1 in 4 Indian Americans trace their roots right here in Gujarat. Gujarat is a special place. So on behalf of the entire American people, thank you, and thank you all for the contributions your culture and traditions have made to my beloved country.
Yeah.
Americans are eager to strengthen these beautiful ties between our two people. This is truly an exciting time in the United States. Our economy is booming like never before. Our people are prospering and spirits are soaring. There is tremendous love, tremendous we like and we love everybody. Unemployment has hit historic lows, and small business confidence has hit an all-time record high in the history of our country. Our military has been completely rebuilt. It is now stronger than ever before, and we are quickly revitalizing our alliances and friendships all around the world. We have spent $2.5 trillion on rebuilding our military. It's the most powerful military anywhere in the world by far.
They can help India with.
That is why I have come here to India in the spirit of fondness and goodwill to expand our cherished partnership of incredible power and potential. The First Lady and I have just had a pleasure of visiting Mahatma Gandhi's ashram a few miles from here, where he launched the famous Salt March. And tomorrow in Delhi, we will lay a wreath, plant a tree at Rajghat in honor of this leader who is revered all around the world. And the First Lady and I look forward to visiting one of your country's most iconic landmarks. We are later today going to see the majestic Taj Mahal. The Prime Minister and I will also continue our important discussions about how to deepen the relationship between our two great countries. Both of us understand that when leaders put the interests of their own citizens first, we can forge strong and fair partnerships to build a safer and more prosperous world. Just months ago, this critical partnership took a major step forward when the U.S. military and your brave Indian Armed Forces conducted the first ever air, land, and sea military exercises between our two countries. It was something to behold. We called it Tiger
We did some
Triumph.
of that. That was amazing.
As we continue to build our defense cooperation, the United States looks forward to providing India with some of the best and most feared military equipment on the planet. We make the greatest weapons ever made: airplanes, missiles, rockets, ships. We make the best, and we're dealing now with India. But this includes advanced air defense systems and armed and unarmed aerial vehicles.
Yeah. It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
And I am pleased to announce that tomorrow our representatives will sign deals to sell over $3 billion in the absolute finest state-of-the-art military helicopters and other equipment to the Indian Armed Forces. I believe that the United States should be India's premier defense partner, and that's the way it's working out.
It should be.
Together we will defend our sovereignty, security, and protect a free and open Indo-Pacific region for our children and for many, many generations to come. The United States and India are also firmly united in our ironclad resolve to defend our citizens from the threat of radical Islamic terrorism.
Work together on that.
Both of our countries have been hurt by the pain and turmoil of terrorism and that terrorism brings.
9/11.
Under my administration, we unleashed the full power of the American military on bloodthirsty killers of ISIS in Iraq and in Syria. Today, the ISIS territorial caliphate has been 100% destroyed, and the monster known as al-Baghdadi, the founder and leader of ISIS, is dead. In the United States, we have also made clear that while our country will always welcome newcomers who share our values and love our people, our borders will always be closed to terrorists and terrorism and to any form of extremism. That is why we have taken historic steps to improve screening and vetting of applications for entry, and we are working to ensure that anyone who threatens the security of our citizens is denied admission and will pay a very, very big, costly price. Every nation has the right to secure and controlled borders. The United States and India are committed to working together to stop terrorists and to fight their ideology. For this reason, since taking office, my administration is working in a very positive way with Pakistan to crack down on the terrorist organizations and militants that operate on the Pakistani border.
Awesome.
Our relationship with Pakistan is a very good one. Thanks to these efforts, we are beginning to see signs of big progress with Pakistan, and we are hopeful for reduced tensions, greater stability, and the future of harmony for all of the nations of South Asia. India has an important leadership role to play in shaping a better future as you take on greater responsibility for solving problems and promoting peace throughout this incredible region. Over the course of my visit, Prime Minister Modi and I will also discuss our efforts to expand the economic ties between our two countries. We will be making very, very major, among the biggest ever made, trade deals.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That would be great.
We are in the early stages of discussion for an incredible trade agreement to reduce barriers of investment between the United States and India. And I am optimistic that working together, the Prime Minister and I can reach a fantastic deal that's good and even great for both of our countries.
Yeah.
Except that he's a very tough negotiator.
That's
Since
good,
my
though.
inauguration,
So
commerce
is Trump,
between
so-
our two nations has increased by more than 40%. India is now a major market for American exports, and the United States is India's largest export market. A booming America is a great thing for India, and it's great for the world. And that's why we're so happy to announce that we have had the greatest economy ever in the history of the United States. In America, we have proven that the best way to attract jobs and opportunity is to reduce burdens on business, knock down barriers to new investment, and eliminate unnecessary bureaucracy, red tape, regulation, and taxes. Prime Minister Modi has already made significant reforms here in your country, as you very well know. The world looks forward to even more rapid improvement to India's business climate under his leadership. He wants to do it, and he's doing it at a record pace. 2 years ago, Prime Minister Modi warmly welcomed my daughter Ivanka to the Global Entrepreneurship Summit in Hyderabad, and she is back with us today. Ivanka, thank you. Thank you for being here. We are delighted to be joined as well by dozens of Indian women entrepreneurs who are helping to build your nation's future. They are great and natural entrepreneurs, and I just say to the men, be very careful. They're really good.
Good.
The United States and India are also working closely together on the future of space exploration. You are making impressive strides with your exciting J.A.N. lunar program.
I tried.
He was close.
Yeah.
It is moving along rapidly, far ahead of schedule, and America looks forward to expanding our space cooperation with India. As you push even further, you are pushing the limits, and that's a great thing, including in the realm of human spaceflight. The United States and India will be friends and partners on our voyage into the stars and into space. It is truly extraordinary what this nation has achieved in the span of just one lifetime, and what they have done under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. It is absolutely incredible. Mr. Prime Minister, congratulations.
Yes.
You have come so far, but it is nothing compared to with how far India will go into the future, and the Prime Minister is laying the foundations for a future like few other countries can even think of. This nation is blessed with many treasures, from the sacred banks of the Ganges to the Golden Temple and the Jama Masjid. It is the home to some of the most cherished cultural heritage anywhere on earth. It is also the land of stunning vistas and astounding natural wonders, from the rugged peaks of the Himalayas to the splendid shores of Goa. And India has always been a wellspring of deep wisdom and great ideas, from the Vestas and the ancient epics all the way to the modern India nation. But standing before all of you today, I know that true strength of India is not found in its textbooks, its landmarks, or its landscapes. The true strength of India is found in 125,000 beating hearts in this stadium, and the millions and millions of people who have seen and witnessed our great friendship and admiration today. It is all found in the soul and the spirit of the Indian people. Your courage won and secured this nation's independence. Your devotion built this great and enduring democracy. And it is your dreams that will power this country to a future, even greater progress, prosperity, equality, and opportunity for every citizen across your land. So today I say to every Indian, North and South, Hindu and Muslim, Jewish and Christian, rich and poor, young and old, take pride in the glories of your past. Unite for an even brighter future, and let our two nations always stand together as powerful defenders of peace and liberty and the hope of a better world for all of humanity. Thank you again, Prime Minister Modi, for your hospitality, and thank you, India, for this phenomenal welcome. I want to just leave by saying, God bless India. God bless the United States of America. We love you. We love you, India, very much. Thank you. Thank you.
This was really fun.
This was really awesome,
Yeah.
right? Talking great things about
Yeah.
India.
And the U.S.
Mm-hmm. So what was your favorite part, J.A.N?
My favorite part was they could share stuff from the U.S. in their army. Like, they have cannons, bullets, more tankers, maybe 1,000.
Yeah.
Fighter jets.
Oh, yeah, fighter jets and maybe fighter helicopters.
Maybe. They definitely were
Maybe
talking.
fighter airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
And they could share toys and bring it to the U.S.
Right. So definitely they were
I really
doing...
want to buy those toys if they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if they do some trade deals, maybe some toys from India.
Yes.
Some more clothes from
Trading
India.
back and forth, exporting and importing.
Some more bangles from India.
I wish the U.S. was made out of India, too.
Well, yeah. We're hoping that there's a lot more deals, right? Some more friendships, not just Modi and Trump friendships, but the U.S. and India friendships, that hopefully some good things will come.
Yeah.
You know, trade deals and, you know, two of the largest democracies, the oldest, the largest, like, so many things in common.
Sense for them to be together.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And so many, like you said, I mean, Trump really praised not only India, but Indians and
Modi,
culture.
definitely.
Yeah, Modi, he put up, you know, all the great things that Modi's been doing these last few years, and hopefully we'll just keep continuing. Yeah, definitely a big supporter of Modi.
Yeah.
And all the good things. Yep. So what did you like, Anji?
I especially liked how they talked about how India brings so many things, and how there's a bunch of, like, CEOs of things and, like, technology. And it's mostly because of Modi that everybody has technology in their house now. And has, like, toilets and things like that. Like, it's
Slush
amazing
bath,
what Modi can do.
Right. Yeah. And then everybody, I mean, people got behind him on a lot of these things, which was amazing, too. And then, you know, they talked about the Chandran. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, sorry. And then, like, the sweeping of the streets, like, we watched a video on that, and Modi was, like, helping them out. He wasn't just, like, telling them what to do.
Right.
He went there and he helped it out himself.
Right. He was sweeping. He was showing the kids.
Yeah.
I love that he brings a lot of stuff back to the schools and the younger generation, because these are the kids. These are the people that are going to be in charge of us when we're too old to be in charge of anything else. So, got to teach them young, definitely. Yeah, Trump definitely had some wonderful things. I mean, he talked about, you know, not only like the smarts, but the culture. Like, he brought up the temples. It's such a rich culture. It's been around for hundreds and thousands of years. And a lot of this stuff started, I mean, the Jagannath temple, like, there's some mysteries of India that nobody will ever, science will not be able to explain. Aliens never explains it. But there's
like
been...
the Jagannath temple.
But there's been so many wonderful things, not just the temples, but so much stuff that has come from India, so much smarts, and I feel like, and the world has, I think some of it has, the world has caught on and then taken it and kind of claimed it as their own, like the radio waves that was started in India, and then, you know, somebody else went and took it and started the radio and claimed, you know, that as their own, but it started in India first. You know, most of the religions started in India
Kind
first.
of like Taekwondo or like karate started in India.
Yeah. So all those little things, a lot of stuff started in India before it got spread elsewhere. And so I don't think India gets as much credit
As they should.
but Trump was giving them a lot of credit. He does not speak highly of pretty much anybody. I have not heard him speak very highly of anyone. Bless you.
Thank you.
This was amazing. I mean, I think this was more than just, you know, being nice because he was in the country. This was like, he really felt like they put on like a show for him. They put on a festival in his honor, and he really, I think, is trying to work with Modi on some trade deals, on some military deals, on, you know, supporting Modi in getting the country, the border secure, you know, one rule, one law. These things he's supporting India on, and to make India great. And it always has been great, but it's definitely coming up to be one of the top countries to look out for sure. And I've never heard Trump talk this nicely.
No.
And praise so many things.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it was amazing. So I hope... Oh, go ahead, Jen. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
This list, to go to the hugest
Cricket.
cricket stadium.
Cricket stadium in
The hugest cricket stadium.
Mm-hmm. So Trump was
Even in any place.
any place. So when Modi came here and Trump went,
They
it was
went
like,
to football stadium,
it was a football
right?
stadium.
Yeah.
But this stadium
It's
is
cricket.
enormous.
It was enormous.
Yeah.
Bigger than any football stadium,
Yeah, I
baseball
haven't seen a
stadium,
stadium
any
that big.
stadium.
Like the amount of seats on top of seats, like
On
it
top
looked
of seats.
huge.
Like 3 whole huge layers.
Yes. So it looks amazing. I know somebody asked us to react to it, so we haven't gotten to that yet. We also know that people have still been rioting and protesting CCA bill and
Yeah.
CAA bill, sorry. And, you know, Trump was a big supporter of Modi in some of the things, border issues, in, you know, making sure, he talked about it in the U.S., making sure you had identification. Who are you? You know, and we don't want more 2611s. We don't want more 911s. We want to keep terrorists out. And like he said, break down that mindset of terrorism, which I think is like the key in the end. But making sure the country is safe and secure, and you have to know who's in your country.
Yeah.
And Modi's not about, that talked about diversity. One of the biggest things, strength and diversity, I think that's the biggest key in India. So many people, different religions, different cultures, you know, from the north to the south, there's so many different things. And yet you're all one big, beautiful country. So he's not against any one religion, and people have to understand that. So I know there's been some riots, and we didn't hear that some police were killed. So makes us very sad that, you know, in this wonderful event, still these things are happening out there. So, but we'll react to that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys liked this. I hope you watched the whole entire speech. We did just clip Trump's talking wonderful things about India, and we know there's a lot more to come, so we can't wait. So I hope you guys like this.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Enjoy the wonderful J.A.N family.
And we'll see you all
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.